I'll tell you all why I'm late in a second when you all join me. Oh my God, it said it was going to be sunny this afternoon. The weather app is rubbish. It's rubbish. It said it was going to be warm. It is now raining cats and dogs here. One of my tie-dye Blomco headbands, and I've got another couple of new headbands that I haven't even tried yet. Right, someone's joining me. Is this Stacey? Hello, Stacey. Now, are you at work? Or are you off today? Have I got to do this quickly at the beginning? Because I'm answering your swatch request. Hello, Bridget. It's raining here in Wolverhampton. Now, I asked my phone this morning, what's the weather like today? And I'm glad I ignored it because it looked cold and damp. And I put this nice big fluffy jumper on, even though it said that the temperature was going to go up. You're off today. Great. It's raining bad too here in Cannock. Now, where is Cannock? I'm no good at geography. Hello, Lindsay. Whereabouts is Cannock? Is that in Scotland? Sounds like it's in Scotland. Hello, ignore my messages on Instagram asking if you were doing a live. Yeah, now, I'm sorry I was still mild, I think. Right. I'm sorry I was late, guys. It's hot here. I hate it. No one feels sorry for me. Well, we'll feel sorry for humidity. It's in Staffordshire. Thank you, Lindsay. I told you I was no good at geography at school. Absolutely no good. So we're all in rain, apart from Rebecca, who's in the sun, but it's horrible and sticky. So that's no good either. So we do feel sorry for you. It's near me in Wolves. Okay. Oh, we got people. It's just like Cannock. Sounds like Cannock. It sounds Scottish. Right. Now, the reason I was late is because, as you'd probably seen me on Instagram this morning, rushed round to 2 shops just because I'm stubborn and because I was so annoyed with one shop that I had to go to the other one in protest, because that's the way I am. And I had to pick up my prescription. And then just as I was going live, I realised that in the middle of all of this, my phone had bleeped at me to remind me to put my patch on, my pain patch. Now, my phone has to remind me to do my pain patches because I have to replace them every 3 days. And who's going to remember every 3 days unless they've got a reminder on their phone? So I was 3 hours late putting my patch on, which is not good and probably means I'm going to be awake all night tonight. So that's why I was late. And also I had to make sure I really washed my hands afterwards, because no joke, even though I'm going to laugh, but no joke, if you get this painkiller on your hands from the patch and you don't wash your hands and you put it near your eyes, you can kill yourself, apparently. So didn't want to do that. So excuse me for being late. I do like the drama, you know. I was just filing my nails, but, you know, I had to clean my hands or else I'll kill myself. Wales is like California. Now, Stacey put in this. You're with family, but you wanted to say hi to everyone. Hi, Rachel. Hi. Everyone say hi to Rachel and say hi to Rachel's family. You're just as stubborn, Ali. I still haven't used any of your VB items as they annoyed me. Yeah, well, we're Taurians. We were born on the same day, weren't we, Stacey? That's our thing, stubborn as a bull. Now, Stacey asked me for a swatch request, which you heard me apologising to her last night. And this has thoroughly confused me. And I said, Stacey, I'm going to talk about this on my live. So Stacey was considering purchasing this palette, which is called Eye Ecstasy Sublime. Okay. So I thought, Right, I can quickly run a swatch for Stacey and she'll see it and decide whether to buy it. But actually it's not that simple because it just does not coincide whatsoever with what's on the website. That jumper is so darn cute, thank you. As worn by, what's her face? You know I'm no good at names. Rebecca will tell you because I showed her the photograph. The one that used to be married to the comedian. Amanda Holden. As worn by Amanda Holden. With a lilac coat, which I also have. Right. Now, this is the palette. And I swatched this for Stacey this morning. Now, you can actually look. This does look burgundy. Does it not? It looks burgundy, but it's not. It's one of those duochromes. Now, as I held that up, I can see now why that corresponds with that. Right, I'm glad that I did this because when you look at this and not holding it up like this, I wish I could capture this. How do I capture this? When you hold it down here, it doesn't look burgundy at all. It looks, it's one of those weird duochromes. How strange. It actually looks like, I'm going to have to take a photo of this later on because that looks burgundy. That definitely looks burgundy. But this way, it looks brown. Looks totally brown and not burgundy at all. That's really bizarre. I've actually put my finger because I can't quite believe what I'm looking at. It looks brown when I turn it this way. Very odd. Right, now. So this confused me, but not only because of that, but because this is what's online, right? And the shade names that are on this are the shade names that are on this, but they're not on the same order. They're called different shades, different things. So it got really confusing. Let me turn this the right way up. So we've got, I'm going to have to go through this one by one. I'm going to put this on my eyes. So we got one sinful. So we go to the back of this and it says one is sinful and it shows you that one is over there, right? So one is this one here. So let's do that one first. I'm going to swatch that one on my arm. Right, so far, so good. That kind of corresponds with what you see on there. All agreed? Now, the next one is Gold Nectar. Number 2, Gold Nectar. So we go to here, and Gold Nectar is, it says it's the middle top row. Right, so this is Gold Nectar. And again, this one is going to correspond. Gold Nectar. Gold Nectar. Now we come to this one that's supposed to be burgundy but isn't. And it looks burgundy when I hold it up like that, but doesn't when I hold it like that. Now this one they call Corruption. Corruption. Now Corruption on the back of this here says it's number 5, and number 5 is bottom right. Now, bottom right actually is the one that does that weird thing. Okay, maybe I'm going to talk myself round into understanding this, but it ain't. See, now it looks burgundy. So bizarre. But it isn't burgundy, look. It's sort of it's a duochrome burgundy. Let's see what it's like on the eyes in a minute. So we're going to do this on the eyes. Right, I'm sure one of these is mixed up, but I may be talking myself round now. So number 4 is Sextroverts, this one. Let's see, number 4, Sextrovert, is 3. Maybe, you know, maybe I did. So that is right top row. Right top row. I just confused myself. Sorry, guys, that you had to sit through all this. But I couldn't get my head round. I thought they'd mixed up the shades. So that is Sextrovert. But you can see that that is not looking burgundy like that. There's no way that this shade in the middle is looking burgundy. And then last, then will be, we are right, Illicit. And Illicit is what they call number 4, which is bottom left. Yes, they have got them in the right order. Apologies to Pat McGrath. Except your burgundy doesn't look burgundy at all. And I wish I... Yeah, look. It doesn't look burgundy. Now, we'll try it on the eyes. Now, these are very pigmented, and I called them a no-brain buy because they were, I think I got them reduced as well. They were about £15. They're very pigmented. The only thing is, as you probably notice when I'm swatching them, is that they're very flaky. So I would suggest that you put them on over the top of a colour chameleon type eyeshadow. And I'm going to put that on first, and then I'm going to do my foundation second, just in case my eyes start watering. And I've bought a tissue today. Tissues, I should say, in case my eyes start watering. So, but you can see it really doesn't look like that. It doesn't. I can see that would attract me, but it looks like that in the pan from a certain angle, but it's not. I wish you could see it from this angle. Oh yeah. So the names of the shades, agreed. I wish they'd stop linking women, makeup and sex. Why can't we have confident, driven and powerful? Very good point, Scary. Very good point. Press the volume button on your phone and it takes a pic by one click. Oh, right. On my... Yes, I know, but I've got to turn the camera around. I'm just going to post it later on. I'll post it in the community because it... See, I've got to turn it the other way, like that. There, look. Can you see it now? Can you see that it does not look burgundy? It's this one here. Or does it still look burgundy? I'll take some pictures later. It's a duochrome, that's why. So let's see what it looks like on the eyes. I'm just going to whack a bit of this colour chameleon on in Pillow Talk. And I haven't put on any foundation yet. So I'm going to do all that second. Don't forget, when you put on your foundation second, there's no hard and fast rules. You can do that. I like to do it the other way round because it's always a bit off-putting when you put eyeshadow on and you haven't got your canvas on. It always looks like it's too much until you get your foundation on and balance out your complexion. Right, so I'm putting this on. I know this is going to change the colour a little bit, but it just enables these eyeshadows to stick. And these are actually, I like putting these on with my fingers because they're quite crumbly and they literally go everywhere. So I'm just using this as a base to help it stick a bit more. Let's do, I'm going to put this one on the outer corner now. I'm going to go in with this first to see, does it look burgundy? Now, don't forget, I've got the pillow talk underneath. Maybe it will look burgundy. It does look burgundy. This is bizarre because it looks copper in the pan. And it's one of obviously one of those that just at different angles looks different colour. It actually looked like a different palette that I was swatching for Stacey when I was doing it. Please check your Instagram unless you have a query about the CT launch, but there's a VIP launch online at 5 p.m. I will check my messages later on. Thank you, Nina. I did check some of them this morning, but I didn't catch up with all of them. So she's bringing out the bronzer. I don't know which shade to get because they all look very dark to me. So, Stacey, it does actually look burgundy on the eye. It just didn't on my swatch. So I hope that answers your question. I'm going to put one of the lighter shades now on the inner corner. Which one shall I do? I'll do Gold Nectar. Gold Nectar, which is this one. Can you see what I mean about crumbly? They crumble everywhere. So you really need something to help them to stick on your eyes, or you're going to make a dreadful mess. This is Pat McGrath, yes. So just to, I didn't say, did I, what palette it is. This is the Eye Ecstasy Sublime palette. And it's on sale at the moment on Pat McGrath. Now, I don't know if they've reduced it. I got mine when it was reduced. Stacey, is it reduced? I think I paid 15 quid for mine. Oh, the Scribble Smudge Swipe and Go product. Stacey, is this reduced, this palette? Yes, it's £11 and it's been 25. And as you can see, it is insanely pigmented. They are a good value for money. And I do like these on as a shimmer on my lid. The only thing is there are no mattes in it. They're all shimmers, so I kind of tend to use them with another palette because I wouldn't want to put the shimmers above, but I'll go for this one because it's quite dark. I'm going to go in with a brush though with this because it's very dark and this is the daytime, but I'll show you how you can use some of it with the brush. It is very, very fally outy though. So actually, I'm glad that I'm putting this on before my foundation because you would find that you have to do a lot of cleanup. Do I have VB Starlight to compare shades? I think I do. Let's just finish this look first. Now you see that's looking too severe because I haven't got my foundation on. I do like a burgundy gold colour story. That's always a good one. And now this is sticking a bit. Right, and then I'm going to put this very light one. I'm going to put it in all the usual formulaic. I know I've become very formulaic. But what suits my eyes suits my eyes. So I'm going to put this under the brow bone. I'm doing all of it with my fingers. And I really do think it, even just putting on that darker shade with the brush, it got very messy. It was going everywhere. So I really, it's a deliberate choice here. Was that somebody knocking on my door? Just hold on a second. Talk amongst yourselves. No, it wasn't. I'm hearing things. I'm hearing things. Right. And then I'm going to put some of this in the centre of my lid, just to give me a little bit more of a pop. Right, the new lid luster I do have to hand. So this is Starlight. And this is the palette. So I'd say it's similar to this one. I'm just going to swatch the two together. So this is Starlight by VB. And this is the Pat McGrath one, which is called Gold Nectar. Slightly more yellow in that. Let's take some of the other ones here. Some of the other golds. Well, we know that one looks gold, but it actually comes out burgundy. Now, look, it's looking burgundy now. That's so bizarre. It didn't earlier. Right. So it's sort of somewhere. It's more muted than the new Starlight. I haven't got the other lid lusters near to me, but it might be quite similar to a lightest one. Instant brightening waterline pencil for the huge price of £22. Oh, she's launched a brightening waterline. Mind you, I have to say her pencils are good. I'm tempted. I'm relieved that you're hearing things too. I've lost track of what Rebecca was referring to. It's probably something I was talking about 2 minutes ago that I've already forgotten. Right, now you can see that looks a bit ugh on me. And that is because I haven't got my foundation on. Once you put your foundation on, that's when your eye look comes together. That's why I always like to put on my foundation first. Because that looks too much. And it looks weird. And I like to go in and adjust it after I've put on my foundation, which I shall do now. Oh, when you thought that there was somebody at the door. Thank you, Rebecca. See, I forget what I've said. I have to say, I'm very interested in this new brush she's bringing out with the cream bronzer. I think that might work well with a few of her items, a few of her cream items. The brush definitely looks interesting. Do you know what? I'm going to go for airbrush today. Because look. Hello. Hello, pigmentation. It's my own fault. I'm still being a little bit lapsidaisical with my skincare. So I'm going to put a bit of Flawless foundation on. You forget how insane the coverage is. Whack it on and woo! Which is great because with this now I can clean it up where it's gone everywhere. That is the thing about these palettes. They are very well pigmented, but they do go everywhere. That palette that I've just shown you. I have been working on my Christopher Watts video for you all. So far, I've done about 1.5 hours of filming. So it's going to be split up into quite a few parts because I'd intended to do like an hour part 1 and an hour part 2. But I'm not going to spend hours editing it down because I'm just talking about the case. I did think about doing a split screen. I still haven't decided. Split screen and doing my makeup on one side of the screen while you hear me talking about the Chris Watts case. Shahina thinks it's a great idea. Jack said, Mum, sometimes weird is good and sometimes weird is bad. And that's a bad weird. That's what my son said to me. So it does feel a bit wrong to be putting on your makeup while talking about someone being murdered, to be honest. So, and a bit trivial. And I don't want to make makeup into something trivial. So, it's a work in progress, but it's coming. Do you see now how that eye look now looks more in place now that I've got decent coverage on? And also it's a sort of look that you don't want to go for something very light coverage skin, like, you know, it's a bold look. But now I can kind of smoosh it around. It's done a lot on makeup, true crime channels, but it is weird. Jack has a point. It just feels a bit wrong to be talking about a guy who strangled his wife while I'm putting makeup on. Do I know the price of the new CT brush? I think off the top of my... No, is this the actual bronzer that's £42? Have a look on Really. I think she mentions the price of the bronzer, but I'm not sure if she mentions the price of the brush. I'm just using this Avon pencil again. I love it. Yeah, the bronzer's 42. I don't know about the brush. There'll no doubt be a kit that you can buy both together and get something like £1.95 off. I'm exaggerating. I'm quite surprised she didn't bring it out on payday. They normally do payday launches these days. Maybe she's waiting for my birthday. Hey, Stacey? I say hey, Stacey, because it's Stacey's birthday as well. I have this weird memory for birthdays, but obviously it's my birthday as well, so I'm going to remember it. Yes, I'm exaggerating. It won't be £1.95 off. It'll be just £1 off. What is it called? Hi, Lindsay. And where from? Right, the new bronzer. Are you asking me what that's called? Okay, so the bronzer that I'm talking about. Tell me if you meant something. The brow thing. I'll tell you where both are from. So, the bronzer is a new cream bronzer that's coming out by Charlotte Tilbury. It's not available yet, but I believe it is going live today on VIP. And there's a brush that's going to come out with it. Can't decide what shade I'm going to be, so I may just get two. I may get medium and tan. So that's the bronzer. Now, this brow pen, in case you were asking about that, and I will put the details of everything I used later on. It took me a bit longer than I said it would last week, but I did actually eventually go in and put all the details of the products I used in my live last week. So I'll make sure that I do that every week. Just nudge me if I forget. But this is Avon, and it's called Mark Brow Tattoo. And it's got one of these tips that's got the 3 little prongs. So it makes it look like hair. Now, I know other companies do these brow pencils. But what I found with other ones is they're fine while you're holding them like that and the ink is going down. But the minute you do that, they become dry and they don't work. And given that most of the time you're putting on your brow products, you've actually holding it like that, unless you do that, which is very difficult to do, you're actually holding it like that. You're not holding it like that. Then you find that you're constantly having to shake the product down. With this one, it stays wet for you to do your entire brow. And I got this for £6 from Avon. And I love it. It's so quick and easy that I just love it. I'm going to get another one when it runs out. It's cheap, it's affordable, looks good, easy to use. What more can you say? And I think with brow products, yes, I've got Charlotte Tilbury one. And yes, it's good. But if you're looking to economise, then I think brow products is a place you can economise. Because I really don't think that this is much different to one that you can get from Max Factor for £5.95. Really, it's a brow pencil. It's a skinny brow pencil, and Max Factor do the same thing for about £5.95. I think if you're looking where to economise, then your brow products are it. I don't necessarily think you get what you pay for with brow products. Although, I was going to say that when this came out. Brow Fix. And yet, this is a transparent brow gel by Charlotte Tilbury. And I thought a transparent brow gel is a transparent brow gel. Try saying that quickly. But actually, this one is just the right texture. So I would pay extra for this, personally, if I wanted a translucent, a clear brow gel. Because I just like the texture of it. It's not too wet. Some of them, like the cheaper ones, are really too wet. And they just make you feel like you've got wet brows. And they don't seem to set anything. This does. So I do think that is worth it. But I think definitely the pencil, it's nice. It looks good. It's got a refill. But you're not going to notice a difference. I think that's a place that you can economise. My personal opinion. Definitely going to look at the Avon one. Definitely. It is really good. Really, really good. You know what I mean about the ink? Like the ink in lots of them has got to be it's like when you're writing. When you're writing, you normally got the pen pointing down. So the ink doesn't back up and dry up as you're writing. But when you're doing your brows, most of the time you're not doing your brows like this. You're doing your brows like that. And therefore, the ink is actually running back down. And therefore, it starts to dry up and you have to hold it like that for a minute and then start again. For some reason, this doesn't do that. I think it's just holds a lot of the ink in the actual... It's one of those kind of felt things. So when the ink comes into it, it holds a lot in there so that you don't have to keep doing that in order for the ink to come back in. But it's very good. Even at full price, I think it's only £9, but it's often on offer. And it comes in different shades as well. Not many, but it does come in some. Is the cream bronzer available later today? I believe so, as far as Nina has just said. Have a lovely birthday on Monday. You too, Stacey. Yeah, so she's bringing... Now, do you remember this brush? Now, this is the brush she brought out with the powder bronzer. So she's bringing out another bronzer brush. I'm the sort of person, with all Charlotte's bronzers and everything, I always end up getting 2 shades because in the winter time, I'm a medium. Or a fair to medium in a Film Star Bronze and Glow. But in the summertime, I'm definitely not. And it doesn't show up on me. And the same with a sculpting wand. I'm sort of more dark for that. It's more of a preference thing, that. But I'm kind of between shades. And I was between shades with the Flawless Filter as well. And then she brought out another shade. I was between shades with the Magic Foundation. Then she brought out another shade. And now I'm looking for my bronzer because I know that that is here. I say I know it. It's not. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to sculpt. I'm going to use these IU ones again. Now, I got these because I couldn't get the Charlotte ones. I got fed up of waiting. And then Charlotte got them in stock. These are by IU and they're a set. You get all 3 for £50. Charlotte's are 26, something like that, each. So you get a set with the sculptor, you get a set with the, we get with the blush, and you get highlighter. I'm just going to use that because it's within reach. And I haven't put any eyeliner on yet. I'm doing everything in the wrong order. But hey ho. The box looks as if it hand size with a mirror. The box, the bronzing brush. Are you talking about? No, oh, I saw a tip. I've been dying to try this. Hang on a minute. I saw a tip on Instagram. Someone said, if you got a chubby baby face, now mine slimmed down over the years. It was Nikki Tutorials that was trying this out. And she'd seen somebody else doing it online. And she did her sculpt wand like this. And then she did this. Which, as you can see, you do start to get that when you become less of a baby face. So she did this. Something like that. I'm going to have to go and look at it again. It was something like that. I may have messed this up, but I've got to try it. Oh, This new launch they have tonight called Scribble, Smudge, Swipe and Go. Do you know what, Nina? I thought you were joking because of all your... I nearly said slap and tickle, but it's not. You know your powder puff thing where you go slap and tap? I nearly said slap and tickle. Okay, I'm going to have to see this launch tonight then, aren't I? Now, this is apparently supposed to get rid of a baby face, the chubby cheeks. This is very grey, which I like, because that's what a shadow looks like. Doesn't look brown, it looks grey. The only problem is how do you blend those two lines in? See, it's supposed to take away the chubbiness here. And it does, look. It just accentuates. I like that. Do you see that? Yes. Yes, Lindsay, it was Chris Watts that killed his wife, Shanann, and his two girls, and she was pregnant as well. So I'm doing a thing that was going to be in 2 parts. Because I did some work in a lot of fields as a therapist. I'm going to tell you about that in the video. But I did work for a while in forensic, male forensic, amongst a lot of other client groups as well in my career. And it gave me an interest in true crime. And I mean, there's lots of videos about different theories about what happened and conspiracy theories. I don't want to go there. What I want to do is talk about the psychology of him, and then about how I think his psychopathology is being played out on YouTube, because there is an awful lot going on in the crime community on YouTube. An awful lot of not very nice business going on, which is upsetting the family. And I just want to take it back to how I think it's a bit of counter-transference going on. But that's going to be the second part. First, I've got to talk about Chris so that I explain where I'm coming from in the second part. But it's probably going to be about 5 parts now. It's going to be one of those videos where I don't think I'm going to do it with makeup, because it just makes it trivializes the makeup, and I don't want to do that. And it trivializes murder as well, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I'm going to do it, but I'm going to probably do it in a few different parts, installments. So it's going to be one of those that it's going to be very different to watching me on a live. It's going to be one of those that you might want to sit and listen to at night. I don't know if you're like me, but I love listening to true crime at night. And I do have quite a gentle voice sometimes. So hopefully, if nothing else, I'll lull you to sleep. But I also want to do it for the family's sake, because I think there's an awful lot out there that's been upsetting them. And but I don't want to come at it as attacking other channels. I want to come at it from his psychopathology. Take it back to what I think is going on there. Now, I'm just going to get my super black Pillow Talk mascara. I haven't put on any eyeliner, but I don't think I need to. And my eyes haven't started watering, so I'm trying not to tempt fate. Now, as you can see, I've got lilac on today. But you don't have to match. What I quite like is that this is a very warm shade. So it's actually contrasting with the lilac. And I've got brown eyes. So it's matching my eyes, but contrasting with the lilac. Love that goal. Looks interesting, Nina. What's Nina said? I'm okay with slap and tickle or tap. Yeah, I thought that sorry, when you said that, I did, because you've been talking about slap and tap with that powder thing. I thought you were referring to something to do with that. So this is a surprise reveal, is it? She's got to step up the excitement, because I think people are getting a bit underwhelmed with the releases. And of course, our cost of living has gone up enormously now. So they've all got to tempt us a little bit more than they would normally. I might put on some eyeliner for the final look. I'm just at the moment, my eyes aren't watering. Yeah, I'll have a look at them. Do you see how much of a difference that has changed the shape? Here, to do that. It's made my face look more heart-shaped. It's accentuated that shadow. I definitely like that tip. That's a bit of a game-changer tip. And for years I had a baby face. I didn't have that shadow at all. I mean, I've just accentuated it now. But to actually draw that shadow in there and take it down there, I can see how that would get you that. Now it's saying that my battery's going to go flat. So I'm going to finish off this look quickly. I could plug it in, but I'm just going to finish off this look. I'm going to put some of this pink by IU. Again, I could have put a warmer orangey peach, but I'm wearing lilac, so why not? And these are exactly the same type as Charlotte's. You twist and squeeze. And then the highlighter, which I love because it looks very natural. Not blinging and in your face, but quite natural. I've had this very tight mask on, which has made me appear to have a line where I don't normally have one. I've been using the ones that they use in the NHS, the FFP3 masks. They give a better seal around the face, because I think so many people now are just not wearing masks. I think there's more COVID in the community, so I'm going to put a bit on here. And then I'm going to be boring and use my favourite lipstick, because it's one within reach, but two, it always moisturises my lips. Pillow Talk Intense. Oh, don't worry, Terry. I was a bit late anyway. So, the case both haunts but fascinates you. Bridget, me too. Me too. And it's my take based on what I think was going on psychologically in his head. Because I think a lot of people are stuck with that. And I think that's why a lot of conspiracy theories are wafting around, is that people cannot relate to how on earth he could do it. And I, just from my experience, my little bit of experience, and I don't claim to be an expert, but my little bit of, I've probably got more experience than a lot of people talking about it. I just want to talk about where his mind was when he was doing it, and how I think he could do it. Anyway, this is my kind of finished look. I'm going to leave it there. And I will do a little final picture. I might, do you know what? I think I'm going to leave the eyeliner off though, because my eyes are not watering. They're not watering today. I'm so pleased. And thank you, Stacey, for reminding me about this palette. If you've got any palettes that you're looking at that have been out for a while and you want to know what they look like because you're considering purchasing them, maybe they're in the sale and something like that, then do, because we always focus on new things coming out, and yes, they're exciting, but it's also good to revive old palettes. So do put in your request below. If there's an old palette that you want me to do a little try on, then let me know, and I will revisit. If I've got it, I'll revisit it for you. All right. Anyway, take care, and I'll see you all later, and I'll hop over now to Instagram, Nina, and have a look at your Instagram message to me. All right, take care. Love you all.